There are dozens and dozens of plugins that add functionality to 3D Studio Max. A lot of these plugins are created by third-party vendors and will add functionality for motion, for rendering, for surfacing, and so on. I'm using the Reyes plugins demo CD here just to show off some of the plugins that they offer. These include Jetta, which let you do facial expressions and lip syncing; Dirty, which lets you create dirty surfaces on objects; Cloth, which simulates cloth animations in 3D Studio Max; Meta, which uses meta balls to create complex objects; and finally Cartoon, which lets you take a 3D animation and turn it into a 2D cartoon animation. So let's take a look at some of these different plugins. The Dirty Reyes plugin lets you take a clean-looking 3D model like this one and apply a dirty surface to it to make it look a lot more realistic. It adds a lot of depth and shadow to an otherwise flat 3D object. The Meta Reyes plugin lets you use meta balls to create complex objects using this modeling method. Again, this is just one of dozens of plugins available for 3D Studio Max to achieve a specific task. Plugins are loaded into the program, and they act within the program as if they're part of the program. The Cloth Reyes plugin simulates cloth on objects. This animation was created using Cloth Reyes, and you can see how the dress flops around very realistically. In this Cloth Reyes demo, this napkin on top of the pillars gets thrown around like it was real cloth. So you can see that by adding plugins to 3D Studio Max, you can increase the power and certainly increase the realism of your animations and your scenes. The Cartoon Reyes plugin takes your 3D model and turns it into a 2D looking cartoon animation. Traditional animators are using this tool to create 2D animations using a 3D program. It would take a good 100 or 200 training CDs to cover all of the different plugins that are available for 3D Studio Max. I suggest that you read one of the 3D magazines like 3D Design, Computer Graphics World, and so on, or 3D Animation, to find out about the plugins. A lot of times these magazines have descriptions and reviews of the different plugins and give you an idea of how these plugins work.